Payoff Pitch Baseball proudly presents the 1994 season restart. Tonight, live from Yankee Stadium on the date of August 13th, 1994, it's the Toronto Blue Jays versus the New York Yankees. Hello, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you here to Yankee Stadium as we're about ready to begin the second game of our 1994 season restart. And if it's anything like the game yesterday, we're in for some real exciting action. Tonight, we're at Yankee Stadium, where the Blue Jays will face off against the Yankees in the second game of their series. The Blue Jays actually won a simulated game yesterday. So the Blue Jays at this stage are 56-60. The Yankees are 70-44. I think we got a good pitching matchup on the mound tonight. We got Pat Hentgen going for the Jays, and the one-handed wonder Jim Abbott will go for the Yankees. It should be an exciting matchup tonight. Good crowd here at Yankee Stadium as they're happy to see baseball back in the year 1994. As they know there's a lot of unfinished business. This Yankees team was leading the American League East when the season came to a halt, and a lot of Yankee fans absolutely truly believe that they have a chance to get to the World Series in '94. Steeler fan, welcome to Yankee Stadium. It's time for some American League action tonight as we got the Jays and the Yanks going out against tonight. Should be a lot of fun here at Yankee Stadium. The field is in immaculate condition. Fans are happy. It was a loss for the Yankees last night, simulated. And what I mean by simulated means the dice roll on my payoff pitch quick results chart came up a win for Toronto, and they were the underdog. But now the Yankees will try to tie the series up 1-1. So let's see how it goes for tonight's regular season matchup. Let's get to work. How about taking a look at the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays? And we got some Hall of Famers in both these lineups, of course. It will be Devon White batting first, Roberto Alomar batting second. Paul Molitor will be batting third. He is the designated hitter, of course. Joe Carter will be batting fourth. John Olerud will bat fifth. Ed Sprague will bat sixth. Mike Huff will be batting seventh. Randy Knorr will bat eighth. And Dick Schofield will be batting ninth. Defensively for the Yankees, Donnie Baseball Mattingly at first base. At second base is Kelly. The shortstop is Mike Gallego. The third baseman is Wade Boggs, of course. In left field, we have Luis Polonia. Center field is Bernie Williams. The right fielder is Paul O'Neill. Behind the plate, the catcher, Jim Leyritz. And on the mound for the New York Yankees in tonight's game, Jim Abbott. In 1994, 9 wins, 8 losses, a 4.55 ERA. But what's special about Jim Abbott, if you don't know much about him, he was one-handed. He came all the way up through baseball with only one hand. And he was able to go ahead and still be able to become a pitcher. And in September of 1993, Jim Abbott pitched a no-hitter. It's an amazing story about this kid. I mean, he just what amazing perseverance, amazing drive, and of course he's a left-hander, and just amazing what Jim Abbott was able to do in growing up and become what he wanted to be, a professional baseball player, and he became that. And he pitched a no-hitter. It really doesn't get any better than that for someone with his handicap. And of course, you know, Jim Abbott, what he does is he wears his glove. He puts his glove on the hand at the end of his arm, and then as soon as he lets go of the ball, he's able to put his glove back on that hand before the ball actually, pretty much before the batter even gets a chance to swing it. He was that quick. There's some great stuff about Jim Abbott on YouTube. If you haven't watched much about it, you really need to check up on it. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but he is in the Eternal Guardians, I believe, the Eternals in the Hall of Fame, some in there because of what he's had to grow up with and, you know, get over his handicap. So there's great stuff about Jim Abbott. Definitely someone you should look at. Well, enough talk. Let's get to some baseball. Play ball. Top of the first inning is the Blue Jays. And leading off for Toronto will be this guy, Devon White. I always felt Devon White was underrated. This guy was pretty good. Jim Abbott is a lefty. He bats .306 with 4 home runs against left-handed pitching in 1994. So let's get the game underway as we're ready to start the top of the first inning. And here we go. And this is a 6, and it's an in play. It's an 0-7. And Devon White, he's going to lead this off with a belt right into the outfield. He hits this one into right center field. That's going to go to the wall. Devon White's going to round first. He's going to head for 2. And just like that, it's a leadoff double for the Blue Jays. Yeah, he belted that one to right center field. Coming up with that play was Williams. He'll throw it in. He will throw it in, and the Blue Jays start with a man on second. So already a tough start for Jim Abbott, but we'll see if he can calm down. And the next batter will be Roberto Alomar, batted .254 with 4 homers against lefties. But Roberto Alomar was one of the finest fielders you'll find. But here at the age of 26, Alomar wasn't there yet. This is a young Roberto Alomar, 26 years old. He wasn't exactly there yet, but he would get there, of course. So runner on second base and nobody out. And here's the pitch to Alomar. This is an 8. This is a patient. It's an 88. It's an 88, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. That is a grounder to short. It will be picked up by Gallego. He throws to first. 1 out. Devon White is an 8 running ability, but he will hold at second base on a well done job, on a very well done play by Gallego, and we have 1 out. And that will bring up this Hall of Famer, Paul Molitor. Paul Molitor batted .391 with 5 home runs against left-handers in '94. Paul Molitor, maybe the greatest designated hitter of all time. I mean, you can say what you want about Edgar Martinez or any of the other great DHs, but Paul Molitor, probably so, I guess. Maybe the best DH ever. I don't. It's hard to argue with his stats. And even this time, and he was 38 years old here in 1994, and he was still belting hits. So 1 out. White is on at second. Here's the pitch from Abbott. This is going to be a 9. It's a 63, and that one is a fly ball to right field. Coming under this one will be O'Neill. He will get there, and he puts it away for the second out. So we now have 2 outs, and that will bring up Joe Carter. Carter batted .298 with 9 home runs against lefties in '94. And, of course, we know what Joe Carter is really famous for, the home run that won it for the World Series, won it for the Blue Jays in that World Series. In the '93 World Series, we know what that was about. Joe Carter and a lot of there are some good Blue Jay fans here at Yankee Stadium. You know, they always come across the border when these two teams get together. But 2 outs, White still on second. Now the batter is Carter. Here's the pitch from Abbott. We got a 4. It's a patient. It's a 20. And Joe Carter will draw the ball 4. That's a walk. He will take a walk to first base. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs. And the batter will be John Olerud. John Olerud, he was 26 at this age, batted .264, 3 homers against lefties in '94. John Olerud, in my opinion, another underrated player. I always felt Olerud was one of the better first basemen I saw coming up in the '90s and the 2000s. Olerud was a fine baseball player. A lot of people, I don't think he gets a lot of credit, and I think he did. And, of course, he always wore that helmet at first base because he didn't want to get smacked in the head, because sometimes throws to first base were actually harder than throws going to the pitcher to the plate. 2 outs now, runners at first and second. Jim Abbott trying to get out of this inning, and here's the pitch. And this is a 5. This is in play. It's an 0-2. He won't get out of it. That is smacked. That's going to be a 2-base hit for John Olerud. That's a double. It's lined into left center. It's cut off by the left fielder. According to the chart, the runners advance 2 bases. Joe Carter, however, has a run rating of 7. It is a double. He will score. So John Olerud does clear the bases, and the Blue Jays jump out to a quick 2-0 lead. Joe Carter has a run rating of 7, and with 2 outs, because he's off with the pitch, he is able to score on a double, and he gets that. So Olerud clears the bases with a double of his own, and already the Blue Jays find themselves up 2-0. Olerud holds at second base, now 2 and still 2 outs. And the batter for Toronto will be Ed Sprague. Sprague batted .288 with 3 homers against left-handed pitching in '94. So Jim Abbott already gives up 2 quick runs here in the top of the first. And we'll see if he can settle down and get out of the inning. Still 2 outs. Olerud on at first. And the Yankee fans here trying to cheer Jim out. There's STM. How you doing there, Utah Mike? Good to see you. You got to tell me who won that game. I suddenly lost your stream. So you got to tell me who won that game. Here's the pitch to Sprague. This is an 8. This is a patient. It's a 42. It's a 42. And Sprague, he belts one. That's going to be a double for Ed Sprague. I don't need to pick a card. Olerud automatically scores. And it's so far a game full of doubles. A Sprague goes ahead and belts one. It's a patient. And a 42 does get the 2-bagger as Olerud scores from second easily. And it is just like that. The Blue Jays are out to a 3-0 lead. Oh boy, not a good start for Jim Abbott and the Yankees. And we're not even got out the top of the first yet. Ed Sprague belts a double, and that's 3 doubles here in the top of the first. Going out is going to be Jim Leyritz. He's going to go talk to Jim Abbott, try to calm him down. Maybe the walk-off wild pitch. Oh, really? I missed that? Oh, thanks. Oh, that would have been great to hear. Well, next time. But Sprague will go ahead and hold at second base. Mike Huff is the batter for Toronto. As I said, Leyritz is going to talk to Abbott, trying to calm him down. Maybe the 20 some odd years off. Maybe the 20 some odd years off hurt him. I don't know. But remember, Jim Abbott hasn't pitched in 20 some odd years. Okay, I know this is 2020 and this is 1990 and this is 1994 replay. I get it, guys. Sprague is on at second. Mike Huff, the batter, batted .297 with a homer against lefties in 94. So Jim Abbott's got to try to settle down and try to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch. This is a 7. That's a tough. It's an 85. He will do it there. Ground ball to shortstop. Gallegos got it. He throws to first, and the Yankees are finally out of the inning. Not an auspicious start for New York. And a tough one there to start with. But the Blue Jays get 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Blue Jays 3, and the Yankees are coming up. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 1994 New York Yankees. We got Luis Polonia batting first. Wade Boggs will bat second. Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, bats third. Danny Tartabull, the designated hitter, will bat fourth. Paul O'Neill will bat fifth. Leyritz will bat sixth. Bernie will bat seventh. Mike Gallego will bat eighth. And Pat Kelly will bat ninth. Defensively for Toronto, we got Olerud at first base. Alomar is at second. Ed Sprague is at third. The shortstop is Dick Schofield. In left field is Huff. Center fielder is Devon White. In right field, Joe Carter. Behind the plate is Knorr. And on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays will be Pat Hentgen. And one of their better pitchers, 13 wins, 8 losses, a 3.4 ERA. Pat Hentgen is tough, as the Yankees will find out already down 3-0 here to start the bottom of the first inning, as the Yankees are trying to get into the win column in the second day here of the restart, as they took a simulated loss to the Blue Jays yesterday. Leading off for the Yankees, though, will be Luis Polonia. Hentgen's a right-hander. Polonia, though, hits right-handers very well. .334 average, 1 homer against the righties in 94. So here's the pitch from Pat Hentgen. See what he comes up with. That's a 6. That's a tough. That's a 27. And Polonia, he will fight that one off. That's going to be a base hit into right center field. So the Yankees start off with a man right there. It's thrown in by Devon White back into second. Polonia will hold at first. His steal rating is a 5. The dice are saying it's a 6. He will not run. But so he starts with a base hit. Nice one for Polonia. And that brings up a certain Hall of Famer, Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs was still blasting it at 36 years old. .353 average, 10 homers against righties in 94. And Boggs is not sacrificing crap And with a steal rating of a C, I don't see a hit and run, so they're going to let Boggs hit. Here is the pitch from Hentgen to Boggs. That is a 5. That's a tough. That's a 36. And Boggs, he gets one. He gets into one. That's going to be a base hit for Boggs. He gets it. That one's a line drive into center field. The runner on first advances 2 bases, so Polonia is going to go to third and hold. Boggs is at first. So like Jim Abbott in his inning, Pat Hentgen already in some trouble here in the bottom of the first inning. Polonia holds it third. And already it looks like we're going to be, SGJ Jamie. Hello, welcome. I'll get it right. So already we got it. It looks like we're going to be in for one of those games already. Oh boy. And here comes Donnie Baseball. Why is this guy not in the Hall of Fame? Really? Keith Hernandez and Don Mattingly. Why are these guys not in the Hall of Fame? Someone explain it to me. The other thing about Don, I just don't get it. Don Mattingly batted .307 with 5 homers against right-handers in '94. Runners at first and third, still nobody out. Infield playing back. They'll concede the run if they can get the double play. However, Mattingly wasn't easy to double up. So here's the pitch from Hentgen. This is a 9. That's a patient. It's a 32. Mattingly draws the walk. So the bases are loaded. Oh, boy. Why is it I always get these games? The bases are loaded and still nobody out. And the fans here at Yankee Stadium, are on their feet for Danny Tartabull. Tartabull batted .219 with 10 homers against righties in '94. No place to put him, so Pat Hentgen's got to make sure that he can get this guy out. Already Blue Jays up 3-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. So far, pitching has already taken the night off so far. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch to Tartabull from Hentgen. And this is an 8. That's in play. It's a 13. And yes, that's going to be a base hit. It's a single. Soft blooper into short right field. Runner on first advances 2 bases. Runner on second scores. It's 3-2. Polonia comes in. Boggs comes in. Mattingly goes to third and will hold. And Tartabull on at first. Unbelievable. And it looks like all these years off have really done the damage, as the pitchers can't get anybody out. And the fans here at Yankee Stadium are acting like they have nothing to worry about. That's the third hit off of Hentgen, and still nobody out here in the bottom of the first, already 3-2. Oh, my. So what do you do here? And now it's going to be Randy Knorr going out to talk to Pat Hentgen and calm him down a bit. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And here's Paul O'Neill for New York, batted .380 with 14 home runs in '94 against the righties. Remember, the New York Yankees led the American League East, but when the season ended, they had a record of 70 wins. The Blue Jays were 55-60 at that time, but after yesterday's simulation, Toronto's now 56-60. The Yankees dropped to 70-44. Runners at first and third, still nobody out here in the first inning. Something tells me I'm going to be in for a long match. Bases are still going to play infield back. They will concede the run, looking for the double play. Here's the pitch to O'Neill. And that is a 6. That's a tough. It's a 91. And that's a ground ball to second. That's a ground ball to second base. O'Neill, his double play rating is an 8. Hentgen's is an 8. That's a 6. They throw to shortstop for 1, back to first for 2. They get the double play. Don Mattingly will score, and we are tied at 3. And the fans here at Yankee Stadium are a little disappointed on that, but they will take the tie game. They will take the tie. And I know you're saying this is cool for idea for a replay. Remember, this isn't a replay. This is a restart. I'm not replaying the '94 season. This is starting from where they left off. Today is August 13th, 1994. I was able to find the schedule, the remaining schedule that was meant to be played, simulating in the background, which you will see. If you've not watched any of these games yet, you will see it happen. But now there are 2 outs as O'Neill grounds out into the double play, which allows Mattingly to score, but Tartabull is out of there. And the batter now for the Yankees will be Jim Leyritz. Leyritz batted .282 with 11 home runs. 11 home runs against the righties in 94. So already we got a 3-3 tie at the end of the first inning. Oh, boy. Like I say in all my every time I do this, why is it always my games that are crazy? Here's the pitch from Hentgen to Leyritz. And this is a 7. That's a tough. It's a 34. Leyritz goes down on strikes, and the inning is over. So the Blue Jays get 3 on the top, and the Yankees get 3 in the bottom. Okay. I think for some reason, dice don't like me. So the Yankees get 3 runs on 3 hits of their own and a walk. And at the end of 1, it is Blue Jays 3, Yankees 3. And we go to the top of the second. So Jim Abbott comes out for New York again. And maybe he calmed down a little bit since the last inning, giving up the quick 3 runs. Leading off for Toronto will be Randy Knorr, batted .195, no homers against lefties. I'm sorry, .333, 4 home runs against lefties in 94. That's why Knorr is in the lineup for the Blue Jays today. Here's the pitch from Jim Abbott. And this is a 10. That's ballpark 41. That's going to be in the wheelhouse. It's a 43, and Knorr is going to get himself. Yep, crack. That one is hit high. That one is hit deep. That one is gone. Home run, Randy Knorr. Against lefties, it's a 1-85. And for those of you who wonder what I did here, of course, I roll the dice for the main roll. Then, if any other rolls come up, I then use the fact cards. 43 comes up against left-handed pitching. It's a 1-85. And he blasts a leadoff homer to start the second inning. And Jim Abbott just throws his glove down on the mound and just can't believe it, as it looks like neither pitcher is going to have any good stuff. And just like that, it's now 4-3 Blue Jays. For those of you who haven't watched any of my other games before, check some out. Specifically, a Cubs-Mets game, a 69 Cubs-Mets game I did. You might want to have a look at that one, see how that went. Here's Dick Schofield. He'll bat for Toronto now. Batted .253 with a homer against lefties in 94. And the Yankees already have people warming up in the bullpen, but they gotta see if Abbott can get through it here. Can't bring in a relief pitcher that quick right now. Still nobody out, top of the second. Now 4-3 Blue Jays. Here's the pitch to Schofield, and that is an 8. That's a patient. It's an 88, and that one is grounded right to short. That's going to be a play by Gallego. He's got it. He throws to first, and there's one down. Easy routine play by Gallego. And the top of the batting order now for the Blue Jays in Devon White. Devon White doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Abbott sets up, tries to get the sign in from Leyritz, and here's the pitch. And this is a 7. This is a tough. It's a 72. It's a 72, and that one is grounded to second base. Coming up with that one is Kelly. He's got it. He throws to first, and there's the second down. They get White out of there, and now the batter is Alomar. Alomar grounded out his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Fans here in New York a little anxious. Already Blue Jays out to a 4-3 lead. Here's the pitch to Alomar. That's ballpark. That's 73. That's going to be in play. The card is a 22, and that one's going to be a base hit for Roberto Alomar. He hits that one into left center field, and coming up with that is going to be Polonia. He throws it in. Alomar safe at first. He gets the single, And Alomar's steal rating is a 5. It's a 2. It's a C. I'm going to see if he gets a jump. So his steal rating is a 5, and the 2 comes up here, which is lower than his steal rating. So it's a 5. And Jim Abbott's hold rating is an 8. So on a 0 to 63, Alomar steals 73. He does not. He holds. So Alomar holds at first base. Maybe a little bit interesting why he would do that anyway, but I'm trying to use auto. I do use auto steal and auto sacrifice in some areas. I felt this would be a good idea to do it, but he holds. There'll be no steal, and that will bring up Paul Molitor. Molitor, he flew out his last time up. Alomar with a run rating of 8, he will score on a double. Here's the pitch to Molitor. And this is a 9. That's a tough. It's a 94, and Abbott will get out the inning. It's a fly ball to left field. Coming under it is Polonia. He waits for it. Can of corn, block in the glove, and the inning is over. But a home run. But the Blue Jays get one run on 2 hits. And we go to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's already 4-3 Blue Jays. And here comes Pat Hentgen, hoping he could have a better inning than the last one he just had, where they both gave up 3 runs. Leading off for the Yankees is Bernie Williams, batted 247 with 6 homers against right-handers. Bernie Williams is a switch hitter. Bernie Williams, at this age, he was 26 years old. He was only beginning to come into his form. The 1994 New York Yankees, a pretty darn good baseball team. Unfortunately, we never knew what happened. Well, guess what? We're going to find out with this restart how it goes. Here's the pitch to Williams from Hentgen. That's a 5. That's a tough. That's an 18, and that is a strikeout. 1 down. Second straight strikeout by Hentgen. And the next batter will be Mike Gallego, batted 226 with 3 homers in 94. He is the shortstop, and he's a darn good one. A rating, A range, very good. Here's the pitch from Hentgen, and that's a 3. That's defense, 55. It's a range check to the right fielder. So this ball is hit to Carter. His range is a D. It's a 55, and he will just dive out, and he makes an unbelievable play. He gets it. At Yankee Stadium, the range is a D, and I let the dice stand as they are because I use this roll to decide the Yankee Stadium. The only thing I draw the fact card is for if it's a range or an error. A 55, and in order to get it out with a range of D, it's 55 to 99. Unbelievable. Joe Carter laid out for it and got it. What a catch by Carter. 2 outs. And there are a lot of fans here that are still actually applauding that because it was a hell of a play by Carter. What a play. Here's Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly is at second base for the Yankees tonight. Bats 267 with 2 home runs against right-handers. And here's the pitch from Hentgen. And that's an 11. That's in the wheelhouse, but it's a 99. That's not going to be. He just got under that. He actually way got under. He popped that up into shallow left field. Coming under that will be Huff. Huff will get that one, and he will make the catch and retire the side. So a couple of great plays, but a couple of plays and no run score. So it's actually nothing across. 2 in the book still. 4-3 Blue Jays. Top of the 3rd inning coming up. I have a funny feeling we're going to have one hell of a game here. Has Jim Abbott settled down? We're about to find out here as we go to the 3rd inning. He comes back out on the mound for the Yankees. They want to see if they can at least get him going here. Both pitchers have a fatigue rating of 8. But leading off for the Blue Jays will be hammering Joe Carter. Carter walked his last time up and scored a run. Someone tells me we're in for a big game. Top of the third. Here's the pitch from Abbott. That's going to be a 7. It's a tough. It's a 60. It's a 66. And that one is a ground ball to second base. An easy play for Kelly. He throws to first for the first out. And the fans get a little bit of an ovation there as Abbott gets the first time he's gotten an out, the first out of the inning that quick after one batter. They want to cheer this guy on. Remember, Jim Abbott had only one hand, and yet this guy made it to the big leagues, pitched for a number of years, got himself a no-hitter. How about that? That's the thing, the no-hitter. Here's John Olerud, and he got it in 1993 with the Yankees. Oh, here's Olerud. Olerud belted a double his last time up, so he's 1 for 1. And here's the pitch. That's a 5. That's in play, 78. And that one is flown out to straightaway center field. It's going to be Bernie Williams getting under that one. Puts it away for the second out. Two men down, and the batter is Ed Sprague. Sprague hit a double his last time up, got an RBI as well. And with 2 outs right now, Sprague will see if he can keep the inning going. This is payoff pitch baseball. For those of you who don't know about it, trust me, this is one of the games to get. You know, Stratomatic, APA, awesome games. Inside pitch, awesome games. Payoff pitch, my game of choice. Here's the pitch to Sprague. And this is a 9. That's going to be a tough. It's an 0-4, and that is a strikeout. Abbott gets his first strikeout of the game. And he goes 1, 2, 3 as well. And the fans give Abbott a very good, nice ovation as there is nothing across. We go to the bottom half of the third. Yankees due up now. And it's the top of the batting order for the Yankees in Polonia. Polonia got a base hit his last time up and scored. Here's the pitch from Hentgen. This is a 7. It's a tough. It's a 91, and that's a ground ball to second base. Coming up for that one is Alomar. Retrieves it easily. Routine play to first. 1 down. And that will bring up Boggs. Wade Boggs. You know, I've seen him. He finally got his World Series championship in 98. Finally got it, but the image that gets me in the mind is how he looked when the Mets, when my Mets won the World Series in '86 with against the Red Sox. The image of him in the dugout was devastating. I understand, and I felt his pain. Although not much, because my Mets were dancing on the field celebrating the championship. Here's Wade Boggs. Boggs, he singled his last time up. Here is the pitch. It's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 30. It's a 36. And all Boggs does is get base hits, and he gets another one here. He has it. It's a single. He sends that one into center field. Coming on is Devon White. He'll throw it in, and Boggs is on first. His second hit of the game. I guess he didn't like what I said, so he had to get a base hit. Boggs' steal rating's a 3. There will not be a run. He's not trying anything. And, of course, the reason why is because you got Donnie Baseball batting. And Donnie Baseball walked his last time up. So already tying run on. Wade's Boggs with a steal rating of C. You're not going to see a hit and run here. So here's the pitch to Mattingly. Let the man bat. Why wouldn't you? 9. It's a patient. It's a 40. And Don Mattingly is going to draw his second walk of the game. And will move Boggs over to second. He walks again. So Don Mattingly's been up twice and does not have an official at bat yet. So now runners at first and second for Tartable. Tartable got a base hit his last time up, but he was erased on a double play. Boggs on at second, Mattingly at first. Hentgen trying to settle in here and get out this inning. He's got to get another out inning himself. Yankees trail 4-3, but major threats. Here's the pitch to Tartable. This is a 10. It's a patient. It's a 59, and that one is a fly ball to right field. Getting under it is going to be Carter. He will make the catch, 2 outs. Boggs will hold at second base. With a run rating of 7, I don't think you do anything here. He will hold at second, and the batter will be O'Neill. O'Neill grounded out his last time up. He grounded out into the double play in the first inning. So now 2 outs. Pat Hentgen trying to get out of his own jam. Here's the pitch to Paul. And this is an 8. It's an in-play 72, and it's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Be a nice play for Schofield. Throws to second covering, and that is the end of the inning. As the Yankees threaten, but do not get any runs in there. And a little bit of an comes out of the Yankee faithful here at Yankee Stadium. So no runs on 1 hit. And that's the end of 3 innings. And we now go to a quick commercial break. So little commercial break there for me. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back. 3 innings in the books. It's Blue Jays 4, Yankees 3. Be right back in a minute. I always like to take a break between the 3rd inning and 4th inning, go get myself a quick drink. Yelling all this stuff out to you actually goes ahead and buries my throat. I'm 51 years old and I'm getting old around here. I'd like to remind you, my next telecast of the 1994 season replay will be tomorrow afternoon. We'll have an afternoon stream. It will be the Texas Rangers versus the Kansas City Royals. You will see Pudge. You will see Wally Joyner. You'll see Brian McRae. That's tomorrow's game. I'll have the Rangers at the Royals tomorrow in this 1994 season restart. And, of course, in the 7th inning stretch of all these games I do during the restart, you will literally see the background simulations as to see how the other teams will perform. Meanwhile, we got a game here. Top of the 4th inning. Blue Jays 4, Yankees 3. It looks like maybe Jim Abbott has settled down a bit. The leadoff batter for Toronto will be Mike Huff. Huff grounded out his last time up. So here's the pitch from Abbott. As we start the 4th inning, it's an 8, it's a patient, it's a 25, and Huff is going to draw the base on balls. Not the way Abbott wanted to start it. So he goes to first, and the batter will be Randy Knorr. Knorr blasted a home run. Into center his last time up. And Jim Abbott's got to pitch to him carefully this time. Huff is on at first base. He's not a stealing threat. And Knorr's going to swing away. So here is the pitch. That's a 7. That's a tough. It's a 98. Knorr gets under this one as well, but this one's not very deep. Getting under it is Polonia. It's a fly ball to left field. Polonia's got it. 1 out. As Knorr goes back to the dugout after a long Fly ball. And the batter will be Dick Schofield. Schofield grounded out his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Huff still at first base. Here's the pitch from Abbott. That's an 11. That's in the wheelhouse, but it's a 92. And Schofield hits it hard, right to short. His double play rating is a 5, and Abbott's rating is a 10. The play is an 11, and the only play is to first base. Mike Huff will make it to second on the fielder's choice. Huff is safe. Schofield is out. Schofield chopped that one up, and it went all the way up in the air. It took a while for it to come down. He was able to gun him out at first base. That was the only play. But Huff moves to second on the high chopper. 2 outs now, and top of the batting order now for the Jays and Devon White. White is 1 for 2, doubled and grounded out. Huff with a run rating of 7. He will score on a single. Blue Jays 4, Yankees 3, top of the 4th. Here's the pitch from Devon White, or Devon White. That's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 47, and swing and a miss. He got him. And boy, he just did. A 1 to 47 against the lefties, and he rolls a 47, and White is out of there. Anything higher would have been a base hit, and Devon White is mad at himself. He knew that pitch was out of the strike zone, and he swung at it anyway, and the side is retired. Big strikeout for Jim Abbott. So no runs, a walk, no hits. Nothing doing there for the Jays. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Get the cards a little bit more uniform here, make them a little neater. So bottom of the 4th, and out comes Pat Hentgen again. Leading off for the Yankees will be Leyritz. Leyritz struck out his last time up. 4-3 Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. This is a 5. It's a tough. It's a 30. It's a 33. And Leyritz is called on strike 3. Strike out. Leyritz thought that ball was outside, but it looked like it caught the black. And that's what the umpire is saying as Leyritz strikes out for the 2nd straight time. Here's Bernie Williams. He also struck out his last time at bat. Williams a switch hitter. He'll bat from the left side. Here's the pitch from Hentgen. This is a 6. This is a tough. It's an 0-1, and that is a strikeout. Bernie Williams did, and that is an 0-1, which means Williams just saw the ball. He swung. He didn't even take it. It's a called strike 3, but Bernie Williams saw it and just turned around and walked away already before the ball even reached the glove. That's how much of a strikeout that was. If you're struck out in an 0-1, there's absolutely no doubt. Bernie Williams saw the pitch, and as soon as it hit the glove, just turned around and walked away. He already knew he should have swung at that too. 2 down. 2 big strikeouts by Hentgen. And that will bring up Mike Gallego. He is also 0 for 1. He flew out his last time up. 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Hentgen. It's 11. It's in the wheelhouse, but it's a 97. That's a fly ball to left field. Getting under that one is Huff. He will make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Hentgen. So it looks like the pitching has calmed down a little bit since the first couple of innings. 4 in the books. It's still a 4-3 lead from the Blue Jays, but we got lots of baseball to play. We go to the top of the 5th. Jim Abbott will come out and pitch. And Roberto Alomar gets the leadoff for the Blue Jays. He is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Alomar. And this is a 7. It's a tough. It's a 90. That one's a ground ball to short. Coming up with it is going to be Gallego. He's got it. Throws to first. Routine 6-3, one down. And the batter will be Molitor. Molitor 0 for 2 so far. As I said, batted .391 against lefties, and he hasn't gotten a hit yet. Did I just jinx it? Let's roll these dice and find out. Here's the pitch. It's an 11. Yeah, it's in the wheelhouse. It's a 68, and that one is not going to be enough. Molitor hits it hard, but right at second base. Easy play there for Kelly. He throws the first, 2 outs. Wow. 68 in Molitor's wheelhouse, and he just chopped it. As he grounds out to second, and now the batter is Carter. Carter 0 for 1, walked and grounded out. I guess maybe the pitchers heard me talking about him today. Here's the pitch to Carter. This one is an 8. It's a patient. It's a 91, and that one's grounded to shortstop. Gallego will have it. He throws to first, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Abbott. So nothing across for the Blue Jays. As I said, looks like the pitching has calmed down. Bottom half of the 5th, here come the Yankees and Pat Hentgen for Toronto. And will be Pat versus Pat as Hentgen goes up against Kelly. Kelly flew out his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Hentgen. See what we got here. It's a 6. It's a tough. It's a 40. It's a 48. And Kelly rips one. He rips this one into right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. The play is going to be made. Play is made by Carter. He throws it in. But Kelly's going to be safe at second with a leadoff double. And the fans here at Yankee Stadium erupt. A double for Kelly, even on a tough play, was a 48, and that is good enough for a double on his side. Kelly holds at second base. And now the top of the order with Polonia. Polonia 1 for 2. Hentgen gets the sign in from Knorr. And the pitch on the way. And that's a 5. That's a tough. It's a 24. And that is going to be a base hit by Luis Polonia. Let's see what we got. It's a sharp liner into center field. Runner on second scores. Pat Kelly comes around, and the Yankees have tied this game again. Base hit for Polonia. It brings home Kelly. And it's now 4-4. Polonia steal rating of 5. He's a C. On a tie ball game, nobody out. I'm going to see if he gets the jump before they bring up the next batter, which is Wade Boggs. No, you don't. Not doing it. Not this case. Let Boggs hit. Luis Polonia will stay at first. Although, just for the heck of it, his rating is a 5. Hentgen's hold is an 8. So on a 0-63, he would have attempted it. 96. 96 comes up on the card. He wouldn't have attempted it anyway. So Polonia holds, and Wade Boggs is the batter. Boggs is 2 for 2, singled twice. Here's the pitch. And still, by the way, nobody out. Hentgen, it's an 8. It's an in-play, 0-2, and that one's going to be a base hit for Wade Boggs. That is actually going to be a double. It's an opposite field shot to right field. Runners advance 2 bases. Polonia has a run rating of 8. and he has a choice. It's an 8. He's got a run rating of 8. The ball was hit. An opposite field shot. The ball is hit actually to right field because I'm saying an opposite field shot. So it's hit to right. So it's hit to Carter. His arm rating is a 7. They're going to send Polonia home on that attempt. So anything 7 and under, he is safe. It's an 8. He is out at the plate. Polonia thrown out. An 8, which is, he is out of there. At least I think, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Wait a second. His run rating was an 8. His rating was a 7. Yeah, no, because his arm rating was lower. So he's out. 1 out. Nice throw by Carter. He is out of there. Boggs stays at second base. No, wait a minute. I got to get these rules down. Hold the phone, Central. Roll 2d6. If the total is equal to or less than both, the runner is safe. If the total is greater than both, the runner is out. No, he's safe. That's right. He's safe. Because Joe Carter's rating, because his rating was an 8 and it was an 8 came up here. He is safe. My bad. Still learning those rules on taking an extra base. 5-4 Yankees. Polonia scores. And Boggs is on at second and he holds. And now the question is actually, does Boggs take the extra base? Hold on. Other runners advance 1 base. Well, Boggs, would he go to third on that play? No, I'm going to say he doesn't. I'm going to keep him at second. 5-4 Yankees. The runner does score. Still got to get those rules set up for that. Still nobody out. Boggs is on second base, and the batter now is Mattingly. And Pat Hentgen is 1 run away from being fatigued. 5-4 Yankees. Still nobody out here. In the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. This is a 7. It's a tough. It's a 72. And that one is a ground ball to short. It's a ground ball to shortstop. He will throw to first to get Mattingly. Boggs holds. 1 out. And the batter will be Danny Tartable. 5-4 Yankees, bottom of the 5th. We got ourselves a ball game here. Here's the pitch to Tartable, who's up now. It's 6. It's a tough. It's a 94. That one is a fly ball to left field. Getting under that one is Huff. He will make the catch. 2 down. Boggs still stays at second base. And now the batter is Paul O'Neill. Though the damage has been done so far in this inning. Here's the pitch to O'Neill. Oh, but O'Neill is 0 for 2, grounded out twice. Should give you the stats, shouldn't I? Here's the pitch. It's a 5. That's a tough. It's a 66. And that one's another fly ball to left field. Huff has been busy. He will make this catch and retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Yankees. 5 in the books. Yankees 5, Blue Jays 4. We got ourselves a good one here. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Jim Abbott will come out to pitch. The leadoff batter for Toronto will be Olerud. Olerud is 1 for 2 with a double. Here's the pitch from Abbott. That's an 8. That's a patient. It's a 77. That one is a fly ball straight away center field. Bernie Williams, he will get under this one. He will make the catch, 1 out. And here's Sprague. Sprague doubled and struck out. So he's 1 for 2. Fans here at Yankee Stadium enjoying their drinks and their hot dogs and their peanuts. I just got myself hungry. Darn. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And it's a 4 off of Abbott. It's a patient. It's an 0-5. That's going to be a walk. Ed Sprague trots down to first on a base on balls. His steal rating's a 2. He's not going anywhere. And with 1 out and the tying run on, here's Mike Huff. Huff is 0 for 1, walked and grounded out. Runner on first. Jim Abbott gets the sign from Leyritz. And here comes the pitch. And it's a 6. It's in play. It's a 20. It's a 27. And that one is going to be a base hit by Mike Huff. It's a single. A soft blooper into short right field. Runner on first advances 1 base. With a run rating of 6, I'll keep Sprague there. He will hold. And we got runners in first and second now with 1 out. A big hit for Huff. So now Jim Abbott finds himself in a little bit of trouble. And here comes Randy Knorr. Knorr is 1 for 2 with a big home run blast in the second inning for the Blue Jays. Sprague on at second, Huff on at first. 1 out here, top of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Abbott. It's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 51, and that is a strikeout. 2 down. Huge strikeout on Randy Knorr. Big K. That's the 3rd strikeout for Abbott for the one-handed wonder. And that will bring up Schofield. He's 0 for 2, grounded out to short twice. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. You missed, if anyone just joining us, you missed some fireworks, but we got some going on here. This game is far from over. 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch from Abbott to Schofield. And that is a foul ball, fouled away, no balls and a strike. They'll do it again. And that's a 4. That's a patient. It's an 11, and Schofield draws the base on balls. And the bases are juiced. Second walk of the inning, given up by Abbott. Bases loaded now with 2 outs, and the batter is White. White is 1 for 3, doubled, grounded out, and got K'd. Bases loaded. Devon White now knows he's got a good chance to get the Blue Jays either tie it up or get him ahead. Jim Abbott sets his sights on the mound. Now he gets the sign. Now he lets the ball go. It's a 10. It's ballpark 29. That's in wheelhouse. The fact card is a 27 against lefties, and crack. That one is hit high and deep to right field. That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep, and that ball, it's out of here. Devon White, a 1-31 versus left-handed pitchers in the wheelhouse, and that one is gone. We got a grand salami. Oh, that's a killer hit. As Devon White, he got all of that one. And that's a ballpark home run, which kind of tells me the wind took that a little bit far. But Devon White does the job. It's a grand slam. And just like that, the Blue Jays now lead it 8-5. And that's going to be all for Jim Abbott. With 2 outs, he gives up the salami. Roberto Alomar is the batter, and I got to take Abbott out. He is done. Oh, I was hoping for a really, really good outing for him because I like him. Roberto Alomar is a switch hitter, and then you got 2 righties. You got to bring in somebody who can stop the bleeding, and it really doesn't matter, in my opinion, really. So coming on to pitch for the New York Yankees will be Bob Wickman. Wickman, 5 wins, 4 losses, a 3.09 ERA. He will go after Roberto Alomar, who against right-handed hitting bats .327 and 4 home runs, but the damage is pretty tough here as it is. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 5. A big grand salami by Devon White, and that was the second home run of the game. So here's Alomar. Fans here in New York disappointed, but there's still baseball to play. And the way my games go, anything could happen with these dice. Here's the pitch from Wickman. That's going to be a 4. It's a patient, and that is a leaner, and that's going to be ball 1. I'll re-roll. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's a patient. That's a 46. And that is a walk for Alomar. He goes to first on a base on balls. So the inning is not over yet. And the batter now is Paul Molitor. Yes, Double D, I see. You root for anyone that plays the Yankees. Well, this is not a Yankees replay or restart. A lot of teams are going to get featured. Tomorrow I got the Rangers and the Royals. That should be fun too. Pudge. Alomar on at first. He's not going to steal. Molitor is the batter. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Blue Jays just literally laying it on. Here's the pitch from Wickman. That's a 6. It's a 55. And that one is chopped to third base. Coming under it is Boggs. He will throw to second for the force, and the side is retired. What a tough inning for New York. And that is the inning. But the Blue Jays get 4 runs on 3 hits and a couple of walks. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's now Blue Jays 8, Yankees 5. Pat Hentgen will come out and pitch for Toronto here in the bottom of the 6th. Lots of baseball left to play. Here's Jim Leyritz leading off for New York. Leyritz, however, has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. And yes, ST Jamie says restart. Correct. You can't replay a season. You can't replay what was never played. So we just start here. Today is August 13th, 94. I got the remaining schedule of that year. We're going to play it out. So here's the pitch to Leyritz. That's an 11. That's in the wheelhouse. 24. Crack. That one is hit high. That one is hit deep to left center field. That one's not coming back. Home run, Jim Leyritz. And the Yankees get one right back just like that. A 24 against the right here. That's an easy home run by Leyritz as he sent that one out of here. 3rd homer of the game. And it is now 8-6. And now Hentgen has reached his point of weakness. And that's going to be it for him. So Hentgen is done. The Blue Jays will go to the bullpen. The Yankees have 3 lefties coming up, and that's exactly what they're going to do. As they're going to bring in a lefty. And the pitcher now for the Blue Jays will be Tony Castillo. Hentgen can only get the win. Unless, of course, the save is blown. Castillo is now the pitcher. 5 wins, 2 losses, 2.51 ERA. And the batter is Bernie Williams. Actually, I said the 3 lefties were up. I was mistaken. But it's okay. Bernie Williams will come up to bat. He struck out his last 2 times as well. 8-6. Here's the pitch to Williams from Castillo. That's a 5. It's a tough. It's an 0-9. And that is a strikeout. 1 down. Williams gets the hat trick. He struck out 3 times. The next batter will be Mike Gallego. He's flown out twice. Tony Castillo trying to get it done here to finish off the 6th. 8-6. Looks like we're in for a lot of runs. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. That's a tough 17, and that is a strikeout. As Castillo gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. Gallego now 0 for 3. That will bring up Pat Kelly. Kelly doubled his last time up and scored. Castillo sets and deals. Here's the pitch on the way. That's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 20, and that is a strikeout. Tony Castillo strikes out all 3 right-handers. Although Williams is a switch, of course, he batted from the right, so the lefty strikes out the righties, and the inning is over. Side retired. But 1 run comes in on a big blast by Leyritz. 6 in the books. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 6. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Staying on the mound will be Bob Wickman for New York. Leading off for the Blue Jays will be Joe Carter. Carter is 0 for 2, walked and grounded out twice. Yes, I know this is a wild game, and like all my games are like this. I don't know why. I've only had, I think, maybe only a couple of blowouts. One was a 15-3 game, where I think the Twins destroyed the Braves in my 1969 runner-up series. You can check that one out. Here's the pitch to Carter from Wickman. This is a 7. It's in play, 35, and that one is a ground ball right back to Wickman. He's got it. Pumps once, pumps twice, tosses the first, 1 out. Nice play by Wickman. And the batter will be Olerud. Olerud doubled and flew out twice. He's 1 for 3, something like that. Here's the pitch from Wickman. This is an 8. That's a tough. It's an 82. That one's a fly ball into shallow center field. Coming on is Williams. He will get there for the 2nd out. Two men down now for Ed Sprague. Sprague doubled, walked, and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Bob Wickman so far has done a pretty decent in relief. Here's the pitch. This is a 10. It is defense. It is defense. So let's see. It's a 68, and that's not going to matter. It's going to be an out. The ball is hit to the shortstop. So that ball is hit to Gallego. He's got it. 68 is the roll, and on a range of, and his range, well, let's do it right. The ball is hit to shortstop, Gallego. His range is an A. So on a 1 to 25, it's a hit. The Rice rolls a 68. He's out easy. Gallego makes his play look routine. It's a super play, but for him, it's easy. Throws to first, side retired. A nice inning by Wickman. It is 7th inning stretch time. No, Larry, the Yankees are not winning. They're down 8-6. Look at that scoreboard. Look at that scoreboard. Yankees are not winning, unless you're being sarcastic. 7th inning stretch time. Bottom of the 7th coming up, and the 10-minute ticker. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 6. I'll be right back in a moment, people. Okay, you guys, we're going to the bottom half of the 7th inning, but it's time for the 10-minute ticker. So for those of you who wonder how we do this, you're about to see how I simulate the remaining part of the season. We're gonna. I don't want to go over it every single time, but as you know, we use a payoff pitch quick results chart, and we decide to see who wins the games for the current day we're doing. So let's see what we got here, and we will start with the American League first. So try to get this all in here and get space. So it's Saturday, August 13th. Let's see what we got. We got Boston at Baltimore. Baltimore's favorite, it's a B over D. Baltimore's favorite's an 11, and that one is won by Boston. So the Red Sox win this game. California at Detroit. Detroit is favored D over F. It's a 9, D over F, and that's a win by California. They get the win here. Milwaukee, Cleveland, the Indians are an A over D. It's a 4. That's a 1. That's won by the Indians. Minnesota, Chicago, A over D. White Sox favored. That's a 6. The White Sox get a win over Minnesota. Seattle, Oakland, both teams are F. That is won a 9, and that is won by the visitor, and that is Seattle. They get the win here. Texas, Kansas City. We'll see that game tomorrow. Or we'll see the final game of that series tomorrow. Kansas City favored, B over D. It's a 6, and that's a win by the favorite, and that's Kansas City. They get the win. Toronto and New York, we're playing. Now we switch to the National League. The National League, Chicago Cubs at Dodgers. Cubs are favored, C over F. That's a 5. That's a 2 over 7. That's a win for the Dodgers. So it looks like the Dodgers maintain first place in that division. Cincinnati, Colorado. The Reds are favored, B over D. That's an 8. That's a win for Colorado. Colorado gets that win. So it's an upset win there. Houston and Atlanta, yesterday's game. But this time it's these. Two teams are B, BB. This game is 1. It's a 7. That's won by the Astros. The Astros do win today's game as well. New York at Montreal. Mets at Expos. A over D. It's a 7. That's won by the Expos, as my Mets can't get out of their own way. Philadelphia at St. Louis. Favorite is Philly. D over F. It's an 8. And that is a win for the favorite. And that's a win for the Phillies. They get the win. Pirates and Marlins. D over F. Pittsburgh favored. That's a 7. D over F. And that's a win by the Marlins. They get a win there. And finally, San Francisco at San Diego. D over F, the Giants are favored. That division was lousy, actually. It's a 9. That's a D over F, and that is a win for the Padres. They get a win over the Giants. So there you have it. There's today's scores, or today's wins for today. As I said, I'll give you standings after every few days or so. So a couple of upsets there, but a lot of favorites do get the win. STM Sports Time Machine actually asked me, will I go ahead and upgrade ratings at the end of a certain time? I am considering it. I don't know. It might skew the records. And if I do any regrading, it will be until after August is done. So these ratings will at least stay the same until we reach the end of August. Then I might regrade. We shall see how I do it. Okay, so that's the 10-minute ticker for today. Let's get back to our game, and we got a good one here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 6. We got a good one. And it is Tony Castillo who will still stay pitching for Toronto. His fatigue rating is a long, so he can actually go 3 innings. But it's the top of the batting order for the Yankees and Luis Polonia. Polonia is 2 for 3, singled twice. So here's the pitch to start the bottom of the 7th. And it is a 7. It's a 16, and that is a strikeout. Against left-handers, Luis Polonia, 1-71 strikeout. He's out of there. No doubt about that pitch. That froze Polonia. He didn't even get the bat off his shoulder. 1 down. And now the batter is Boggs. Boggs is having an awesome night. 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double. Can he do it again and have a 4 for 4 night? Tony Castillo looks in. Here's the pitch. It's in the wheelhouse. 22. Crack. Nope. It's a good hit, but it's going to be a base hit. It's a base hit. It's a 22. It's a single against lefties. If that was against a right-handed pitcher, Boggs hits a homer, but not on this one. It's a base hit. Boggs will hold it first. He is now 4 for 4. What a night he's having. Brings the tying run to the plate. Boxcar, steal ratings of 3. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to do anything. And no, Don Mattingly's not bunting. So here's Mattingly. Tying run at the plate. First hit off of, I believe that's the first hit off Castillo since he came in. Yep. So Boggs on it first. Mattingly at the plate. Mattingly having a kind of an off night. He's 0 for 1, but he's walked twice. He's reached base twice, though. That on-base percentage really does matter. Let me tell you something, people. Moneyball does work in some ways. Unfortunately, Moneyball hasn't captured a World Series yet for the Oakland Athletics. And trust me, I'm actually rooting for Billy Beane. I would like to see the A's win one out there with that. Here's the pitch to Mattingly from Castillo. That's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 20. It's a 26. And Mattingly's going to fight this one off. And he belts that one. That's a base hit. It's a line drive right into left field. Runner at first advances one base. Boggs' run rating is a 7. He will hold. They're not going to test anything. And Mattingly gets really his first base hit of the game. Boggs holds at second. And still one out. You're not going to test anything. You need base runners. Now the tying run at first. And now coming up for the Yankees is Danny Tartabull. Tartabull 1 for 3. A base hit and 2 flyouts. If there's one guy that can go ahead and tie this game up, it's Tartabull. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Toronto 8, New York 6. Another typical Yankees game. You never know with these guys. Here's the pitch from Castillo to Tartabull. It's an 11. It's a defense. It's a 50. It's going to be a range check to the shortstop, so the ball is hit to Schofield. His range is an F, and that's going to go through for a base hit. He can't get to it. That is going to be a single and 1 base. Boggs goes to third. Mattingly to second. Tartabull to first. Now, Wade Boggs is a 7. Boggs is a 7, and he's gonna hold it first. Well, he's gonna hold it. What's a 7? So that ball is gonna go. Let's see. He's gonna hold. Bases will be loaded, and still nobody out. And why? Because this guy's up, Paul O'Neill. Bases loaded. Another 3 straight base hits. Given up now suddenly by Castillo. And now you got right-handers coming on. They're going to do a pitching change. Well, does it really matter? No, actually better if Castillo stays out there. O'Neill does worse against lefties than he does against rights. So Castillo will remain out there. Bases loaded, though, 1 out. Now the Yankee fans are back in this. Bases loaded here at Yankee Stadium. Oh, boy. Castillo against Paul O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 3. The infield is back. The Blue Jays will concede the run. Here's the pitch to try to get 2 outs. Because there is 1 out. Here's the pitch from Castillo. It's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 52. And it's going to be a base hit for Paul O'Neill. He does it. That's a single. It's a grounder up the middle to center field. Runner on first advances 2 bases. Runners on second score. Tie game. Bang! We're tied at 8. And the fans here are going nuts. And the go-ahead runs on third base. And that now is definitely going to be all for that's definitely going to be all for Tony Castillo. Runners at first and third, 1 out still, and we're tied at 8 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's it for Castillo. The next batter for the Yankees is going to be Leyritz. As Castillo blows it, Hentgen now cannot get the win, and Abbott is off the hook. Oh, boy. Yes, sports time is Gene. I know, right? Coming on to pitch for the Blue Jays now will be Danny Cox. 1 win, 1 loss, a 1.45 ERA. He only played in 10 games, but that was enough for me to put him into the lineup. Danny Cox will pitch for the Blue Jays at 35 years old. He's going to try to He's going to try to hold him, and still 1 out. Runners at first and third. Jim Leyritz is the batter, and he already has a home run. Yeah, I guess the dice gods don't like me there, STM. Infield will now play in as the tying run now is as the go-ahead runs at third. Infield is in. Danny Cox, Leyritz, 282, 11 homers against right-handers. Here's the pitch from Cox. It's a 4. It's a patient. It's an 85, and that is a ground ball to shortstop. Infield is in. The infield is in. And it's a ground ball to short. And the batter is out. Runner on first advances. Other runners hold. As the infield, as Tartable cannot score. O'Neill goes to second. Leyritz is out, 2 down. As the infield in does work. An excellent play done by Schofield, who looks the base runner back, throws to first to get the out. O'Neill moves to second. And now 2 outs, runners at second and third for Bernie Williams. Now the question is, do you want to pitch to him or put Gallego on there? Bernie Williams, however, is 0 for 3. He struck out all 3 times, so you know he's due. But against right-handers, Bernie Williams doesn't hit that well, only 247. And they're gonna pitch to Bernie. So Danny Cox will pitch to Bernie Williams. Cox's fatigue rating is long. He can pretty much go the rest of the way if necessary. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. And actually, I think they're going to put him on, and they are. They're going to put him on. Intentional walk. They'll load the bases. I thought about that and said, you know what? Load the bases, play as any base. So they intentionally walk Bernie Williams, and they'll bring up Gallego. Gallego is also 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown out twice and struck out. So Danny Cox will pitch to Gallego. With the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning, we're tied at 8. Oh, dear. What a game we got. Danny Cox, the third Blue Jay pitcher. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. It's a tough. It's an 0-1, and it's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Mike Gallego, 0-1, not a chance. Strikes out for the 2nd straight time, leaves the bases loaded, and the inning is over. But 2 runs on 4 hits for the Yankees. And a walk. 7 in the books. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 8. Timeout. Top of the 8th inning coming up. The Yankees that'll be it for Wickman. He did his job. The Yankees will bring in their pitcher. We got a couple of righties there. And coming on To pitch for the Yankees will be Don Paul. 1 win, 2 losses, 3.60 ERA. Don Paul, very capable of pitching. Not a bad pitcher. He can do it. But we are tied at 8 here. We got crazy 8s, don't we? Crazy 8s. 8th inning. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 8. It doesn't get any more crazier than that. Mike Huff will lead off for Toronto. He is 1 for 2. Singled, walked, and grounded out. Here's the pitch from Paul. And Huff bats .308 with 2 homers against righties. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. That's a patient. It's a 15. And that is a leadoff walk from Mike Huff. Oh, those bases on balls. So the go-ahead run is on first base. Huff's field rating is a 3. He's not going to go. And that will bring up Randy Knorr. Randy Knorr hit a home run in the 2nd. He is 1 for 3. Fans here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees lost yesterday's simulation. Now they're trying to get tight, try to get a win today. Blue Jays are chasing the Yankees here in this restart, starting off. Huff at first. Here's the pitch to Knorr from Paul. It's a 6. It's in play. It's a 32. And that one is going to be a ground ball right back to Paul. He makes the play. Knorr's double play rating is a 9. Paul's a 7. It's a 6. Not a problem. Paul turns around, throws to second, back to first for 2. He gets the double play. And Huff is erased. Knorr sent it right back to Paul. And Knorr with a DP of 9, pretty much any grounder he hits with a runner on base is pretty much going to be erased. 2 outs. Pitcher's best friend, the double play. Here's Schofield, who made a hell of a play earlier. He, however, has not been very good at the plate, although he has a walk, but he's grounded out twice. So here's the pitch from Paul to Schofield. That's a 4. That's defense. It's a 26. It's going to be an error check. So the ball's hit to first base. That one is hit to That one's hit to Mattingly. Mattingly's error check is a 5. That's a 26. And he's going to make a great play. Don Mattingly's got it. Makes the play. He throws to Paul, covering first. And the side is retired. Great play by Donnie Baseball. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a walk. Donnie Baseball does it again. Bottom of the 8th inning, though. Still tied at 8. Here comes Danny Cox to pitch again. And it will be Pat Kelly leading off for New York. Kelly has a double, flown out, and struck out. What a ball game this is, people. And I had a feeling after that first inning, this is the kind of game I'd get. Here's the pitch to Kelly from Cox. It's an 8. That's a tough. It's a 58. And Kelly's going to hit this one, and he belts this one into right center field. Loops it over. It's going to be a Texas League single. Pat Kelly has a base hit. And he just got it on a 58. He just nails it off of Cox. That's his 2nd hit of the game. And that is a single. Kelly's steal rating is a 4. It's an 8. He's not running. And now the top of the lineup for the Yankees in Luis Polonia. His range rating, Don Mattingly's range rating, okay, is he's an A. Mattingly's range rating in 94 is an A. His error rating is a 5. He's awesome. He's awesome. If a ball is hit, of a ballpark check in Yankee Stadium, he's pretty good. But we got to realize also, all ballparks are different. So even though he may be a 1 to 25 hit on a range rating in Yankee Stadium, it could be a 1 to 33, 1 to 35 somewhere else on a different ballpark. So yes, his range rating is an A, and it's a 5 error rating for Don Mattingly in 1994. Remember his range, of course, he's had different range ratings in different years. So I thought since you asked, I'll tell you there. So Pat Kelly on at first. Here's Luis Polonia. Cards and Dice has finally joined up. There he is. You're missing a hell of a game. Take a look at my scoreboard and you'll see what the heck's going on. Bottom of the 8th inning. Pat Kelly on at first. Polonia at the plate. Danny Cox now pitching for Toronto. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Cox. It's a 9. It's a tough. It's a 79. And that one's a fly ball to straightaway center field. Devon White, he will get up there. He will make the play. 1 out. And the batter will be Wade Boggs. No, it doesn't. I do have extra dice for that. Don't worry. If it does, it'll be okay. I have extra dice. I wish it did. That's why Joe Bryan is saying he might use spin down dice for his scoreboard for his play mat. If he does that and I like the setup, I will use that instead. Pat Kelly on at first. Here's Boggs. Boggs is having a hell of a night. He is 4 for 4, 3 singles and a double, and he scored twice. Boggs has been a beast. At 36 years old, he's still cutting it. But 1 out now. Here's the pitch to Boggs from Cox. It's a 4. It's a patient. It's an 18, and that is a walk. He walks Boggs and puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. And maybe that's better than a hit. And the batter now is Donnie Baseball with 1 out. They're going to keep Danny Cox in there. Doesn't matter who really pitches for Mattingly. He bats .299/307. It doesn't matter who's up there. He belts it. He eats baseballs for breakfast. Don Mattingly. However, he's not had a great day. He's 1 for 2, but he's walked twice and reached base on a base hit. So he's reached base 3 times. But 1 for 2 to show for it. 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. New York has their bullpen, their closer ready in case. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Cox. It's a 7. It's a tough. It's an 0-3, and he gets a big strikeout. Oh, Mattingly doesn't strike out often, but he does there. Huge strikeout on Mattingly. And Danny Cox pumps his fist, knowing he got away with one there. I don't know, Cards and Dice. Let's see. 307 average, 299 average. He wasn't hit. It was never really a big home run hitter. His range of A, E5 at 33 years old, 94. I wouldn't call this card subpar. Got to disagree with you there. Here's Danny Tartabull. Tartabull, the batter. Tartabull, however, is 2 for 4 today. 2 singles, flown out twice. Kelly on at second. Boggs on at first. Cox trying to get out this inning in this big game between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Okay, C&D. Here's the pitch. It's a 9. It's a tough. It's a 41, and it's a strikeout. Danny Cox gets him. Strikes out 2 big batters, and the inning is over as the Yankees are unable to bring him in. No runs and 1 hit. Wow. Another monster game I have to have. Can't just be a relaxing 9-1, 9-2 game. No, you know. We go to the top of the ninth inning. Blue Jays and Yankees tied at 8. Don Paul will come out and pitch for New York. Top of the batting order for Toronto and Devon White. White hit a double in the first inning and hit a grand salami in the 6th. He hit a grand slam, and a lot of people thought, the Yankee fans pretty much thought maybe that would do it, but this is 94 baseball. It was a very offensive year. Devon White at the plate and got good speed. Here's the pitch from Paul. It's a 5. It's a patient. It's a 41. And Devon White's going to belt one. He's going to hit this one into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Coming over for it is Polonia. He will toss it in, and White is safe at first. That's his 3rd hit of the game. But it's just above his steal rating, so Devon White will remain at first, although he did have 11 stolen bases in 94. But it's a 5 on the dice, and his steal rating's a 4. His jump rating's a 4. He will stay, and the batter will be Alomar. Devon White, the go-ahead run. Here's Roberto Alomar. Don Paul is the batter. Alomar, he is 0 for 2. I'm sorry, he's 1 for 3. Got a base hit, 2 ground outs, and a walk. 26-year-old Roberto Alomar. He was just coming into his own. White on it first. And here's the pitch to Alomar. And that one is fouled away. Strike 1. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. It's a 9 off of Paul. It's an in-play 72. And that one's a fly ball to center field. Getting under that is Bernie Williams. He will make the catch. 1 out. And that will bring up Paul Molitor. Paul Molitor, at 38 years old, batted .391 against lefties and .326 against righties. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. Like I said, is he the best designated hitter ever? I know you want to, you like to talk about, Edgar Martinez and such, but Paul Molitor, the best DH in history, it's kind of hard to argue with it. Devon White still at first base. Molitor now the batter. Don Paul checks and deals. Here comes a big pitch. And it's a 7. It's a tough. It's a 90. And that one's a ground ball to short. Molitor's double play rating is an 8. Paul's double play rating is a 7. It's a 7. He's got it. That one's picked up. Thrown to second. On to first for 2. Double play. He's got it. Big double play. And the Yankees will have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Oh, my. No runs and a hit. Bottom of the 9th inning. Tied at 8. And the leadoff batter for the Yankees is Paul O'Neill. O'Neill is 1 for 4, singled, grounded out twice, and flown out. And I think the Blue Jays are going to go to the. Let's see if they want to go to the bullpen here and bring in the closer. And I think that might be the right thing to do to try to get this into extras. They're going to stick with Cox. Cox is a long reliever. He can pitch the 9th. They're going to stick with him. Danny Cox will pitch for Toronto. Paul O'Neill at the plate. Bottom of the 9th inning, tied at 8. It's O'Neill, Leyritz, and Williams. Leyritz hit a bomb earlier in this game. Cox sets and deals. Fans here at Yankee Stadium at the house that Ruth built on their feet. Here's the pitch from Cox. It's a 9. It's a tough. It's a 16. And it's a strikeout. 1 down. Danny Cox does the job on him. And the batter is Jim Leyritz. Leyritz hit a home run in the. He hit a home run in the. I believe it was the. He hit a home run in the 5th. It's a good-sized bomb. Danny Cox, no, Leyritz can definitely hit it. Nah, Jim Leyritz bats .282 against righties. He's the guy to bat here. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Leyritz from Cox. It's a 6. It's in play. 71, and that's a ground ball to short. Actually, sorry, second base. Coming forward is Alomar. He's got it. Throws to first. 2 down. Nice play there by Alomar. And that brings up Bernie Williams. Williams has had it tough today. 3 strikeouts and a walk. So he's 0 for 3. But Bernie Williams with a swing and a bat, he could do it too. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Danny Cox. This will be his last inning if he gets through it. Here's the pitch to Bernie. It's a 4. It's a patient. It's a 66. And Williams going to get himself a base hit. That one's hitting to center field. The inning will continue. Williams gets his first hit of the game. He will hold it first. His steal rating is a 5. The 4 come up, and no, you're not going to steal with him. Not with a steal rating of a C. He will hold. I'll override that. And the batter now is Mike Gallego. Gallego, however, is 0 for 4. And in this case, now I will check the bench for the Yankees and see who we can maybe bring in for him instead. Do I have another shortstop? Yes, I do. I have Velarde who can play the position. And Velarde might actually be the choice in this case. Gallego's the better shortstop, though. Oh, choices. You know what? Keep defense out there. Gallego's an A-rated shortstop for the Yankees. I'm going to keep him out there. I'm going to let him hit with 2 outs. I know. I'm thinking about it. But Gallego, though, he's your best shortstop. You're going to probably go into extra innings if you don't get it. Although his batting average against right-handers is .226. Nah, you know what? Let's do it. Why not? Coming into pinch hit for the Yankees is going to be Randy Velarde. Although I do have a better player that could probably hit, but Velarde is going to take over at shortstop anyway. So Randy Velarde is a better hitter in this case. So Randy Velarde will pinch hit for Gallego. And his rating, however, is a C1 compared to the A3. So Velarde will take over. Velarde, though, bats .279 with 4 homers against right-handers. And Danny Cox is a right-hander. So here we go. Bernie Williams on at first base. His run rating is an 8. He will score on a double. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Randy Velarde pinch hitting. Danny Cox trying to get this into extra innings. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. It's a patient. It's a 21. It's a walk. He walks Velarde. Now, just for the heck of it, if that was Gallego, That also would have been a walk. It wouldn't have mattered. But that's okay. I don't mind doing that as a check. Williams now goes to second. He will definitely score on a single with an 8. Or at least he'll try to. But 2 outs now, and the batter is Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly, however, has had a decent night. 2 for 4, a double and a single. Fans here on their feet. It's tied at 8. Bottom of the 9th. Winning run at second. Velarde at first. His run doesn't mean anything. Pat Kelly at the plate against Cox. Cox trying to shut it down. 2 outs. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 3. It's in play. It's a 19. And that's going to be a base hit for Pat Kelly. It's a single. Sharp liner drops in front of left field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Runner on second advances 1 base. With 2 outs, they're going to send Bernie Williams. So now I got to make sure I do this right. Williams is on his way. The ball was hit to left field. His run rating is an 8. Huff's arm rating is a 5. Oh boy, it's a 5. They're going to send him. It's a 5, and I will draw a card for this. Bernie Williams sending him home. Here's the play. It's an 8. He's gunned down at the plate. I believe he is. Let's see. If the total is equal to or less than both, the runner is safe. If the total is greater than both, the runner is out. If the total is greater than one rating and equal to or less than the other, then roll the 2d10 and refer to the chart below. We got to play at the plate. Williams on his way. I will draw another card. Here it is. It's a 43, and he is out of there. He's out. Bernie Williams is out. It's a 43. It's an 11-45. He is out of there. We go to extra innings. Unbelievable. He's thrown out by Huff. Throws him out at the plate. We go to extras. No runs on 2 hits. Free baseball. Get your free baseball here. Free baseball. Free baseball here. We're going to the 10th inning. We're tied at 8. Confirmed. He was out by 16 feet. Yeah, actually was closer than that. The rating here is a 43. On the runner advancement chart, it's an 11-45. He was out. The total was not greater than both. It was not automatically out, but it was greater than one rating and equal to or less than the other. He is out of there. We got free baseball, and I don't care. Yes, you would have sent. Yes, the third base coach would have sent Bernie Williams with a run rating of 8. Yeah, you do. Unbelievable. We got free baseball, another extra inning game, and another 2-hour stream. Jeez. Incredible. Commercial break, timeout. We go to the top of the 10th inning. Blue Jays 8, Yankees 8, and what an amazing game here at Yankee Stadium. Joe Carter leads off for the Blue Jays in the top of the 10th. The Yankees will go to the bullpen as they have to. As Paul is out of there. This is where the Yankees start getting a little thin in the bullpen. The Yankees are going to go ahead and bring, even though you got two righties and a lefty coming up, the Yankees are going to bring in their closer, Steve Howe. 3 wins, no losses, a 1.8 ERA. I feel you bring in your best pitcher right now to see if you can get out of this inning. Top of the 10th, it is Joe Carter leading off for Toronto. Carter is 0 for 3, grounded out 3 times and walked. Yeah, right? Yeah, I know, Double D. That is so true. Trust me, guys, I'm having a blast. But these games are long. I hope when everybody watches these games, I hope they fast forward to the good stuff. The only problem is the good stuff happens throughout the entire darn game. Steve Howe will pitch to Carter. Carter, however, bats .298, 9 homers against lefties. Here's the pitch. This is a 7. It's going to be a tough. It's a 72. And that one's a fly ball to center field. Getting under that one is Bernie Williams. He will make the catch, 1 out. And the batter will be John Olerud. No, Wickman wasn't their closer. Hitchcock is their what is it? Howe is their closer, was their closer for that year. He has 15 saves in 1994. Remember, some of these stats are kind of short because the league ended in the middle of August. Steve Howe was our closer. The most saves. John Olerud is the batter, though. 1 out. And Wickman already pitched. So here's the pitch to Olerud from Steve Howe. It's a 7. That's a tough. It's a 96. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. O'Neill will get under that one. He makes the catch. 2 down. So far, Howe doing the job. Now the batter is Ed Sprague. Sprague hit a double in the first inning, then struck out, walked, and grounded out. So Sprague the batter against Howe. 2 outs, top of the 10th. Here's the pitch from Howe. It's a 6. That's in play. That's a 15, and this inning will continue. Ed Sprague is going to get himself a base hit. He hits that one into center field. Williams will come over. It'll cut it off. He'll throw it into second. And the Blue Jays have the go-ahead run on first. Sprague is not going to run, obviously. And the batter is Mike Huff. And he gets a boo from the crowd here at Yankee Stadium because he's the one that threw Bernie Williams out at the plate. Boo! Mike Huff. With an arm rating of 5, threw him right out of there. And missed really by inches. Maybe by a couple of feet. It was close. Sprague on it first. Mike Huff the batter now. 2 outs. Huff at the plate, however, is 1 for 2. Walked twice, got a base hit, and grounded out. Sprague on it first. Here's the pitch to Huff. It's an 8. That's in play. It's an 0-2. Crack. Huff hits a base hit. That's going to be a double for Mike Huff. Deep drive off the wall in right field. All runners score. Sprague coming around third. Here is no way they're going to get him. Mike Huff says, shut up to the New York crowd. He hits a double, and the Blue Jays take a 9-8 lead in the top of the 10th. Oh, my. Sprague scores on a double. It was a deep drive off the wall in right field. And he shuts the fans up. 9-8 Blue Jays. See that on replay again. And yeah, Steve Howe. I mean, that was in play. That was not a bad pitch. Just Huff got all of it. On an 0-2 count, and on in play against lefties, a 1-9 double. Huff just goes ahead and hits that off the wall. He holds at second base. It's now 9-8 Blue Jays. And that was not a bad pitch. I mean, a patient is not a bad pitch. Just Huff made a good hit. The batter now is Randy Knorr. Knorr hit a home run in the second. Toronto gets there. Toronto will go to the bullpen. We'll see who they bring in. But with 2 outs, this inning's not over yet. Huff on at second base. Knorr very capable. He batted .333 against lefties. And here's the pitch to Knorr from Howe. It's an 8. It's in play. It's a 25. And that one's going to be a base hit by Randy Knorr. It's a single. It's an opposite field liner into right field. Runner on first advances 2 bases. Runner on second scores. And the Blue Jays now lead it 10-8. Oh, my. Steve Howe comes in here, gets 2 quick outs, and then all of a sudden, he blows up. Blue Jays 10, Yankees 8. In the top of the 10th, Knorr gets a base hit. And that's his second hit of the game. And that's going to be, and they got to get him out of there. The batter now for the Blue Jays is Dick Schofield, and out comes, I believe Torrey managed the Yankees. Out comes Torrey. That's it for Howe as he takes the ball from him, and Howe gets booed as he walks off the mound by the Yankee faithful. Coming on to pitch to Schofield for the Yankees will be Joe Osanio. I don't know if I was saying that right. Joe Osanio. Howe right now can take the loss if the Yankees fail to do anything. Joe Osanio, the pitcher, 2 wins, a loss, a 5.17 ERA. If there was an Achilles heel to that Yankees team in 94, it's the bullpen. As soon as you get through past a couple of players, the bullpen is thin. Joe Osanio will come in. He will pitch to Dick Schofield. Schofield, however, is 0 for 3, 3 ground outs and a walk. Buck Showalter. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was Showalter or Torrey. Thank you, STM. So Randy Knorr is at first base. He will hold, but 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. Now 10-8 Blue Jays. We're not done yet. Here's the pitch to Schofield from Osanio. It's a 9. It's a tough. It's a 24. And Schofield, swing and a miss. He struck him out. But the damage is done. 2 runs on 3 hits. Bottom of the 10th inning. Blue Jays 10, Yankees 8. In one exciting game here at Yankee Stadium. Next telecast will be tomorrow from Royals Stadium as the Texas Rangers will take on the Kansas City Royals. Got a good matchup tomorrow. I got Kevin Brown versus Kevin Appier. Should be a pretty good matchup tomorrow. Rangers and Royals tomorrow. That's going to be an afternoon stream. Bottom of the 10th inning, Toronto 10, New York 8. Coming on to pitch for the Blue Jays will be their closer, and that's Darren Hall. 2 wins, 3 losses, 3.41 ERA. He had 17 saves. Darren Hall is the Blue Jay closer. Cox can get the win. It'll be up to Hall to close it. The only thing about it, though, he's going up against 3 straight lefties. Leading off for the Yankees in the bottom of the 10th inning is Luis Polonia. Hey, the strike ended. All the fans are here. Luis Polonia is batting. He's 2 for 5. 2 singles, grounded out, struck out, and flew out. Starting rotate. I'm using a certain method of getting lineups. Don't want to. It's not. Remember, starting rotations change because we're not always going to do the same game. Man, remember tomorrow it's Rangers versus Royals. We're not going to see the Yankees. So here's the pit. Luis Polonia, the batter. Nobody out as we start the bottom of the 10th inning. Blue Jays 10, Yankees 8. Here's the pitch from Darren Hall. And it's a 6. It's a patient, and it's going to start with a leadoff walk. Luis Polonia gets a leadoff base on balls. Did you really think it would be that easy? Because here's Wade Boggs. Boggs is 4 for 4. 3 singles, a double, and he walked. He's reached base all 5 times. He's got a 1,000 slugging on base percentage for the game. Polonia on at first. He will not run. They'll let Boggs hit. Wade Boggs, and yes, he's capable of tying this game with a swing. He had 10 home runs against right-handers. Darren Hall already in a jam. Here's the pitch from Hall. It's a 9. It's ballpark 59. That's going to be in play. It's a 97, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Getting under that one is going to be Joe Carter. Makes the catch, 1 out. A 59 on the ballpark on in play, and that's an in play with a left-handed batter. Then a 97, and Wade Boggs flies out, 1 down. Big out. And now the batter is Donnie Baseball. If anything, Darren Hall's going up against the meat of the order. Don Mattingly, though, he's got 1 single. He's 1 for 3 with 2 walks, a grounder, and a strikeout. Big out. But now here's Mattingly, who batted .307 against the righties. Polonia on at first, not running. Darren Hall checks the sign. Here comes the pitch. It's an 8. It's a tough. It's a 66. And it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Mattingly's double play rating is a 6. Hall is a 7. It's an 8. The throw's going to go to second base. Polonia is cut down. They're happy with the out. Mattingly safe at first, 2 down. One man down left as Mattingly grounds out to short. But he gets the first on a fielder's choice. Polonia's out of there. And now it is up to Danny Tartable. Tartable is 2 for 5, 2 singles. He's the designated hitter, and I'm going to go to the bench. I think I can bring somebody else to bat. And I can. Coming on to bat for the Yankees will be Mike Stanley. He will also take over a DH if the game ends, if the game doesn't end. Mike Stanley will bat. Stanley bats .290 against right-handers with 8 home runs. So Tartable is out of there. Stanley will take over a DH if we go to the 11th. But there's 2 outs. Mattingly on at first. Stanley very capable of hitting it out. He hit 8 home runs off the righties in '94. Darren Hall gets in there. And you don't want to change pitchers here because Stanley actually bats better against lefties. So here we go. Darren Hall pitching for Toronto. 10-8 Blue Jays. Bottom of the 10th. 2 outs. Mattingly first. Stanley at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a 4. It's a tough. It's a 29. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The Blue Jays come away with a hard-fought victory. No runs, no hits, a walk, and that will do it. As the Yankees will lose their 2nd game in a row since the start of the restart. The Blue Jays win theirs. As the Blue Jays come away in extra innings in an excellent ball game, 10-8. I'll give a final recap in 1 moment. no errors. I know, Larry. I know, really, but that's the right call. I mean, he had a runner rating of 8. Huff just threw him out, and it was very close. It was very close. That's what you do. You're running from second base. You send him home. Whether Bernie Williams was a run rating of 8, you send him home. He just got thrown out on a great play by Mike Huff. Here's the final line score for Toronto: 10 runs on 12 hits, no errors. For the Yankees, actually out-hit the Jays, 8 runs, 17 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is Danny Cox. Howe takes the loss. Hall gets the save. Many great players of the game here. But as much as I want to give it to Boggs, you got to give it to the team with the winning, and that's going to be Mike Huff. Mike Huff, he was 2 for 3, a single and a double, walked twice, grounded out, scored twice, and threw the big throw home to get out Bernie Williams. Because if he doesn't do that, Williams is going to score. What a throw by Mike Huff. He is definitely the player of this game. And what a game it was here between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. And I said this, my game against yesterday between the Braves and the Astros was exciting. And this one here goes crazy. Who says payoff pitch doesn't give you offense? There were 18 runs in this game, people. So if anybody out there says it's not enough offense when playing payoff pitch, you better go ahead and post a link to this one. Anyway, guys, that's it for me here. Got to clean up. I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. I'll probably stream at about 3 or 4. Tomorrow's game will be the Texas Rangers versus the Kansas City Royals. Kevin Brown versus Kevin Apier. That should be a pretty good pitching matchup, I think. Until then, this is Robert from RJL saying so long, good night, have a good one, and drive home safely. Once again, final score in 10 innings. Toronto Blue Jays 10, New York Yankees 8. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone.